I'm Captain Tim Quast, Commanding Officer of the USNS Mercy's Medical Treatment Facility. We, alongside our Military Sealift Command shipmates, concluded MERSEX 22 TAC 1.
Winning wars isn't just about brute strength. It requires strategic use of military assets. After World War II, the US created the Military Sealift Command, MSC, to oversee strategic sealift operations and vast transportation systems. The MSC manages a fleet of government-owned and private ships, including tankers, cargo vessels, and medical ships, supporting both military and humanitarian missions. As technology advances, AI, solar power, and nuclear propulsion are transforming military and civilian ships alike. This shift marks a new era in warfare and logistics, redefining how naval operations function in an evolving global landscape. Vessels. Maritime vessels evolved merely through technology and have been occupying a revolutionary position whose modern designs are further blurring the traditional military-civilian categories. Such amalgamation is elaborated more in the propulsion arena, with two sectors using the same technologies for efficiency and environmental impediments. Different contemporary standard propulsion systems in ships use advanced forms of wind-assisted propulsion, solar power integration, and nuclear propulsion options, all extremely advanced technologies that challenge any traditional military-civilian differentiation. In modern shipping, AI integrated with sensor technology has been at the root of one of the transformations that can impact the sector. By 2030, nearly 90% of vessels built will have some AI capability. Besides radically changing the operation of military or civilian ships, these systems shall operate on machine-generated, existing course optimization, predictive maintenance, and overall performance enhancement type data analysis. The fusion of AI with sensor technology forms around each sector, converging in a single platform used for tactical evolution or optimized cargo routing. Another dimension in which both military and civilian vessels mix is robotics and automation. Industrial robots perform mainly security operations, maintenance tasks, and inspection duties in each sphere. These automated systems usually work next to a human operator in a collaborative environment, hence the name given to them by industry experts, the cobots. The mix of human and machine intelligence creates safe work environments that are quite possibly more efficient than the vessel being independent, and thus operational efficiency in safe security, either in the case of military or commercial vessels. Modern maritime vessels are remarkable engineering achievements. The entire range of materials has changed that claims these broad arenas of construction technology. This seeks to sustain fiber-reinforced plastics and other advanced composites that encompass durability with the reduction of environmental imprints. It also favors military and civilian-oriented operators by providing an improved structure while requiring less maintenance. The incorporation of 3D printing technology accelerates this culture by quickly producing spare parts and custom components, both for military and commercial use. Core to maritime technology, the Internet of Things connects vessels with each other without regard for primary functionality, with the expectation that units will reach 30.9 billion soon, an increase from 13.8 billion units in 2021. The interconnectivity ecosystem allowed monitoring in real-time, predictive maintenance, and performance optimization for a wide range of vessel types. It affords a much new level of awareness and control based on operations that support both tactical and commercial logistics. The maritime industry stands under pressure to become more sustainable while operating efficiently. Aspects like zero emissions from ships and propulsion systems are developed based on environmental concerns affecting both military and civilian vessels. Such amicable collaboration between military and civilian sectors has had spin-offs that benefit both sides. Moving ahead, further convergence can be expected in the design and operation of vessels by virtue of technology, which would automatically lead to a much more unified, efficient global maritime fleet. The integration of augmented reality, AR, is yet another significant advancement affecting both military and civilian vessels. AR provides enhanced maintenance procedures, produces better training programs, and maximizes operational efficiency. Bridging traditional vessel operations and modern digital solutions also affords benefits throughout all maritime applications. Further developments in both tactical and commercial contexts are bound to arise once AR progresses. As expected in the future of maritime transport, developing within both military and civilian vessels, technology will push forward efficiency alongside environmental sustainability as the lines separating battle-ready vessels from civilian cargo carriers will become less defined. This progress is no longer simply the technological advance, but rather the fundamental shift towards seamless integration of maritime operations into a global fleet that satisfies all manner of operational requirements while minimizing the adverse impacts on the environment. As technology advances, the boundary between military and civilian vessels continues to blur, creating a fleet of ships designed to meet a wide array of needs. But not all ships are created equal. Some are built to handle the toughest, most versatile tasks on the water. So, how does the MSC fleet manage to adapt and stay ahead? Specialized vessels. The MSC fleet consists of a large and diverse fleet of specialized ships, each of which has been built for particular purposes. However, some vessels have more flexibility than others in their operational roles and capabilities. In sharp contrast to their competitors who work within their niche of specialization, these very flexible ships are multi-purpose heavy-lift platforms, meaning they can tackle a wide and complete variety of maritime transport needs and tasks. One of the most fascinating and developed elements of such specific kinds of ships is definitely their very complex and well-designed cargo unloading and loading system. These ships are designed as roll-on roll-off ships, meaning that they are able to utilize a wide range of systems for effective operation. This includes specially designed ramps, stern gates, and a carefully planned internal deck structure that is not obtrusive. All of these are intended to allow easy and uncomplicated driving of vehicles and merchandise on and off the ship's deck through controlled and exact maneuvers that ensure safety and efficiency. Such loading technology offers a vast range of tremendous benefits that cannot be ignored. Amongst the many benefits that this technology offers, the most significant one is most certainly the operational efficiency associated with the loading and unloading process. This innovative technology provides for the transfer of a wide variety of cargo types incredibly fast, and without any further need for classic crane systems or any pieces of heavy lifting machinery that are otherwise necessary to conduct such operations. It also cuts down considerably the amount of time a vessel stays in a port to either unload or load cargo, thus streamlining port operations. This efficiency increases productivity and extends the level of safety by reducing mechanical complexity in operation, as well as the necessity for human interventions that are otherwise potentially hazardous. Carriage operations. Notwithstanding that the carriage operations can be conducted independently of military objectives, one must also acknowledge that such operations can nonetheless be of a sensitive nature. Creating a commercial Navy lighter-age system will enable the conduct of lighter-age on a far larger scale than is possible through other available means. In the process, cargo will be loaded carefully onto a barge-type ship specially designed for such an endeavor, which will then be pushed or towed by an ocean tugboat in an attempt to deliver and transport supplies to points of delivery. Such points of delivery can be offshore in instances of offshore points, where the requirement for lighter-age services exists and becomes necessary. All these various factors create a situation whereby seaborne operations become extremely sophisticated and complex, particularly if we consider the huge amount of labor and specialized expertise that goes into it. Accordingly, the logistics professionals who are responsible for providing these essential services must adopt extremely intricate and detailed loading techniques, which are designed to provide maximum use of available dimensions and space aboard such vessels. That whole intricate process would turn the ship offloading jobs into quite the puzzle that goes far beyond the simplicity of just lowering the ramp and letting the vehicle drive off at a set time. In many instances, this has meant years of extensive time, profitably contributing to bringing together a number of people's teams. The increase in efficiency, especially in the case of sea transportation operations, continues to be greatly dependent on the adoption and integration of other cutting-edge technologies that play a central role in further increasing its overall level of effectiveness. One good example of such technological advancement is observed in the operations of the improved Navy lighter-age system, or INLS, which is a marked improvement in the process. Through its provision of a sophisticated floating pier structure, the INLS boasts modular causeway components that facilitate a frictionless and seamless transfer of equipment from ship to shore. adding further to operational competence. This very versatile system is found to be extremely handy and effective in a number of dating situations where the traditional docking techniques are not working effectively. These include environments like shallow water operating environments, or when making beach landings, where the conventional methods may not be giving the desired outcome. Military logistics frequently make use of civilian resources and assets in a bid to achieve greater operational flexibility in a variety of different scenarios and environments. In certain cases, the US military will engage in cooperative agreements with commercial shipping companies and corporations in order to facilitate the transportation of personnel, vehicles, and/or equipment to a variety of different locations. These sorts of arrangements are, however, comparatively uncommon in the case of peacetime operations or humanitarian interventions, something which serves to highlight the utility and usefulness of such an approach to military logistics planning and execution. Their high-bearing capacities enable railroad ships to carry easily a range of military vehicles, and thus endow them with an edge in military charter service. Springer has also utilized the rolling road, a kind of self-propelled ship, for work, not just for the military but elsewhere in Europe as well. When used commercially, their largely very important functions enable them to serve well for passengers and vehicle transport. This specific kind of cost-effective vessel provides military planners with the capacity to transport a wide variety of equipment quickly from one geographical location to another, accomplishing it in record time while simultaneously ensuring that the risk factor involved and the economic expense remain at an optimum level. Though maritime border crossings that occur through allied nations present a singular set of issues, the Coast Guard exercises, as well as numerous other Coast Guard agencies, work diligently to maintain the integrity and security of their territorial waters, keeping them open and safe. A few of the Coast Guard organizations have quite rigorous inspections of transport ships to ascertain that their transport ships are in accordance with the cargo manifests and their passenger documentation. To avoid malicious activities, particularly that sort of the railroad cargo ship, unattached in size to the larger military ships, requires greater protection. Distribution operations. Port operations are a very vital section of maritime logistics, which could include customs inspections, full procedures, and documentation before cargo is released to follow at delivery points. Such maritime transport integrations are highly linked to land networks through the ports worldwide and enable fast cargo presentation and transfer operations by much more land-based vehicles for further movement to definite destinations. Military logistics have joined hands with several other subcontracted service providers and interact in the process of rapid loading and securing out of vehicles along an established road network. These operations fall under military Honduras operations, which mainly concern themselves with the strategic utilization of trucks and tractor-trailer combinations for transport of goods over a great distance. Cargo vehicles, like semi-trailers, have enough space to adequately carry heavy military equipment. The process for freight organization and securement is elaborately carried out according to a highly structured loading plan that is usually done in association with the partnering companies with their military personnel. Such plans would incorporate various quintessential aspects that concern weight distribution analysis, cargo compatibility analysis, and strict security issues. Next comes the completion of documentation that would take care of bills of lading and manifests. Having done this, management of transport success is ready to move out for transportation to the required destinations. The efficiency proves to show the contractor's giant hand in providing extra capacity and flexibility of operation for greater enhancements of the military transportation capabilities. Once the load has been secured and the vehicles prepared, the convoy departs on pre-planned and optimal routes. The operational schedules are duly prepared, spelling the utmost optimum operational efficiency, and transport is carried through in a manner strictly sticking to timelines that are mission critical for departures from and arrivals at given destinations. In general, vehicles will first be classified into formations based on the range of dimensions, classification of functions, and role of operation. Columns can be formed in extended lines, with larger and heavier vehicles placed at the extreme ends of the convoy to ensure proper control and coordination of transport. Convoy personnel remain highly vigilant while on the road, watching for mechanical failures and accidents. Depending upon road conditions and particular load characteristics, Forward support units may receive assistance from logistics assets, such as fuel supply vehicles or maintenance equipment. After reaching their final destination, the designated support personnel will unload the cargo and coordinate further asset movement or distribution. However, land military transportation does not exclusively rely on trucks and trailers. Rail transport is an important part of the industry and has proved extremely capable of carrying huge volumes of cargo like heavy equipment, specialized vehicles, and general supplies. Railway networks provide essential strategic infrastructure and are kept in constant use by military bases and supply depots. At these establishments, military assets at maximum weight capacity, including tanks and artillery systems, are mounted onto rail cars using heavy-duty cranes and industrial lift equipment. Flatbed cars are used to transport rail convoys, which provide stable platforms for cargo. Although platform stability is ensured, cargo is further secured by the conventional chaining systems, with secure straps and special bracing materials, whenever complete immobilization of equipment in transit is deemed necessary. Similar to truck operations, for successful delivery and arrival, it is absolutely now a matter of precise coordination between station personnel and train crew members. This collaboration emphasizes the requirement to combine all possible means of transport for better strategic maneuverability in military operations. While railway networks play a pivotal role in transporting heavy military assets, there's a new strategy on the horizon that's transforming logistics even further. An innovative approach that reshapes how the US military manages and deploys its assets.
I'm Captain Cameron McDonald. I'm the commander of Echo Forward Support Company.
Army Preposition Stock, APS. The US military has launched the Army Preposition Stock program, an innovative strategic approach. The APS established a delicate logistics framework that allows the US Army to maintain large stocks of military assets in several locations globally. The program consists of complete collections of heavy weaponry, namely battle tanks and other specialized wheeled vehicles, which play an important role in armored brigade combat teams. These valuable military supplies undergo careful storage in climate-controlled warehouses all around the world. This visionary approach effectively provides troop units with newfound operational flexibility. Instead of shipping loads of equipment from distant bases, soldiers will now have the ability to jump into any theater of operations and much more easily gain access to combat material. Clearly, reducing deployment timelines allows for a faster response to contingencies. The ready posture gained through this system is a major leverage change in military logistics and operational preparedness. The APS system consists of 5 separate strategic stockpiles located in key strategic locations around the world. APS-1, located right in the continental United States and serves as the domestic operational hub. APS-2, located within European territory. This enables quick response for NATO-style missions. APS-3, it is very mobile, a seaborne platform with unlimited range capabilities, offering options for rapid deployment in any ocean region. APS-4, located in Northeast Asia, it contributes to your regional security posture and provides support for all Pacific Rim operations. APS-5, located in Southwest Asia, it maintains important operational capabilities in this strategic area. These 5 strategic stockpiles represent the important force multipliers that provide comprehensive support to all combatant commanders' various needs. Aside from conventional war scenarios, these supplies also find their use in assisting multinational training exercises, humanitarian assistance missions, and disaster relief operations. The APS system is remarkably versatile in whatever environment it finds itself in and maintains peak readiness. Due to this integral connection, the US military can rapidly respond on an enormous scale and effectively back immediate crisis activities and sustained operations across the full spectrum of military operations. Ways of transporting vehicles from the pre-positioned stocks. The transportation of military vehicles from bulk storage to operational areas is dictated by certain regulations. Starting February 5, 2020, the United States Armed Forces embarked upon extensive convoy operations headed for Savannah, carrying all required equipment for the Defender Europe 20 military exercise. The logistical endeavor was arduous and largely proved to be a showcase of military mobility and operational readiness. With the advent of the operational phase, the requirements for equipment for the upcoming exercise had been properly assessed, A complete survey of vehicles, armaments, and logistics was conducted to confirm full readiness. Logistics officers would then execute their plans for moving vehicles via organized convoys from several prepositioned storage facilities to designated sites. This perfectly displayed military capabilities in coordinated logistic management and tactical deployment. Today, the US Armed Forces are faced with a task of Herculean proportions to move battle tanks from bases within the United States to various points in Europe. One such movement was of the USNS Benavides, a roll-on roll-off vehicle specialized carrier, and was used as the onboard vessel for moving M1 Abrams tanks from US territory to Europe. It is within the ambit of such force projection, in support of the Defender Europe 20 military exercise that demonstrates the ability of the military to maneuver strategically defiantly across borders. The military, comprising cargo specialists and port services personnel, cooperated to load armored vehicles safely onto the US Army cargo ship Benavides. With loading complete, the cargo vessel sailed away to its appointed site. As the ship progressed into British territorial waters, specialized tugboats escorted it safely through coastal waters. After stabilizing as it entered German port, the crew deployed the ship's ramp to permit boarding by the US Army, who would promptly begin the usual routines for unloading M1 Abrams tanks. These were carefully driven down the ramp in that very order by the crew with maximum safety measures. The German civilian port authorities checked all the vehicle documentation thoroughly after the unloading operations for the M1 Abrams. The wheeled armored personnel carriers were then removed from the ship after the M1 was unloaded, and the M113 proceeded down the ramps of the ship on the trailer. Those were also examined by the German civilian port workers to ensure compliance with safety and documentation requirements. Further unloading of Humvees and M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles took place, and, with meticulousness, the entire transfer of equipment ran like clockwork. After the precise unloading of the vehicles, the mission continued with moving the M1 Abrams tanks across Germany. But what goes into safely transporting these powerful machines from maintenance sites to active training grounds? Tank transport vehicles. Heavy-duty transporters were then ordered all over Germany for the big military logistics operation. Under the direction of the 16th Sustainment Brigade, expert military personnel undertook the arduous task of moving M1 Abrams main battle tanks from the Coleman maintenance worksite in Mannheim, Germany, to the Grafenwohr training area. Great care was required to accomplish this strategic move successfully through suitable planning and execution. To ensure the sophisticated fighting vehicles would be filled automatically during takeoff, additional security arrangements were enforced. Each tank was well prepared for shipment, with military technicians utilizing an advanced load-securing system developed for M1 Abrams platforms. The securing operation comprised several phases, starting with the precise positioning of tanks on the trailer. Then, some further specific equipment, including turnbuckles, heavy-duty chains, and anchor points, were used to create a robust restraint system. Military personnel then employed spanners to tighten the turnbuckle systems systematically, thus removing slack from chain assemblies and providing excellent load stability. This military operation was done in connection with Exercise Defender Europe 20, one of NATO's major training exercises. It saw a breakthrough event on the land when the first US military convoy, consisting of troops from the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team and 3rd Infantry Division, crossed a border from Germany into Poland, thereby moving via the embryonic Koloburseg checkpoint. A diverse assortment of equipment accompanied the convoy, including Humvee tactical vehicles, heavy expanded mobility tactical trucks, HEMTT, and still other medium tactical vehicles, FMTV, from which it would be seen the great extent of the military deployment. During the transit operation, German traffic regulations were really respected. Although the motorcades were marked, all drivers had to fully comply with civilian traffic laws while remaining in their lane. The integration with the civilian flow was such that the local communities were minimally disturbed in achieving the various objectives of the mission. The completion of the nighttime border crossing was a major milestone in the axis of multinational military cooperation and logistics coordination. An extensive amount of preparatory work was done to help ensure that the transition to the new deployment location would be as seamless as possible. Planning processes centered primarily around the procurement and distribution of equipment, with commanders relying on nearby Army preposition stocks instead of lengthy shipping processes. Such planning enabled rapid preparation for operations while conserving resources and limiting logistics problems. After the successful border crossing, the next crucial step in the operation was ensuring that military assets were ready for deployment. Let's explore how this system works and its role in modern military operations. Army Prepositioned Stock Draw. The implementation of the Army Prepositioned Stock Draw system is an essential and required early step in the complex and advanced process of military logistics planning. With careful and meticulous advanced preparation, every aspect and component is sequentially arranged in a strategic manner to achieve the highest levels of optimal efficiency possible. Aside from this, the Army Prepositioned Stock Program is also an immensely cost-effective initiative that effectively minimizes cost while simultaneously guaranteeing the uniform distribution of modern and up-to-date equipment to various military units deployed in various regions. Additionally, this proactive procedure not only enhances efficiency, but also reduces to a large degree the possibility of having to contend with maintenance-related issues with vehicles. This is achieved as all equipment is put through rigorous inspection and maintenance procedures at specially equipped facilities for this purpose. Such extensive preparation places all vehicles in a state of immediate mission readiness, enabling them to be deployed at short notice whenever required. Having the process of inventory begun, military units set about the task of carrying out a detailed inspection at the component level, painstakingly working through each and every item in their extensive arsenal. Specialized personnel then carry out exhaustive preventive maintenance checks on all equipment assets to guarantee that every item of equipment is in the best possible condition for deployment. Through a collective effort that emphasizes teamwork and cooperation, the entire brigade carries out careful and detailed equipment check procedures. This leads to the structured and orderly movement of inventoried equipment to various European deployment zones as designated. During the time leading up to the initiation of Defender Europe operations, US forces carried out extensive and exhaustive readiness checks, with particular attention given to the meticulous preparation of the battle tanks for the live-fire tactical exercises to be performed. As a direct consequence of these vast preparations and planning efforts, the military personnel took up the role of conducting thorough and detailed fuel-level inspections for each and every battle tank in their fleet. They carried out refueling activities as required, according to the results of these inspections. This level of meticulous attention to detail was crucial, since it guaranteed that the battle tanks were able to preserve their optimum operating condition at all times. Consequently, this foresighted approach played a significant role in preventing any potential operating setbacks that could have arisen during the live-fire tactical exercises that were to be carried out afterward. In the initial phase of the Defender EUR-20 operation, a massive coalition force was activated, consisting of almost 6,000 dedicated American and Polish soldiers. These troops took an active part in a sequence of combined combat training exercises at Poland's Drawsko-Pomorski Tactical Training Area. In the second phase of operations, there was a coordinated strategic deployment of more than 550 US military personnel into the theater of operations in Europe. This force took part in a prolonged training evolution that lasted an entire month and was organized under the aegis of the US Army Europe Command. This exercise provided a good display of the military's impressive ability to rapidly deploy, as well as its willingness to respond to emergencies in an efficient and timely fashion. On August 11, 2020, the participating units conducted a wide-ranging and well-planned combined arms live-fire training evolution. Throughout this evolution, they carried out multiple firing sequences that included the use of 55 Abrams main battle tanks, along with Bradley fighting vehicles. This full-scale demonstration of firepower effectively highlighted the coalition's powerful offensive capabilities in a wide range of situations. June 16, 2020, was a notable and historic day in the history of the military, as it witnessed a milestone event when US and Polish coalition troops carried out a complicated and challenging river-crossing exercise. The exercise featured the use of state-of-the-art pontoon bridging technology, which is spearheading contemporary engineering design. This state-of-the-art engineering solution, or floating bridge system, entails specially designed buoyant ships or shallow draft boats. These specially designed ships are meant to offer a continuous and uninterrupted platform for the transportation of vehicles across the river. Once positioned where it is meant to be, This remarkable engineering achievement provides the infrastructure required for the safe passage of heavy armor assets across various water obstacles. This even encompasses the very heavily armored M1 Abrams main battle tank, with its considerable and impressive 73-ton weight, demonstrating the capability of this engineering marvel to carry such vital military equipment. Following the successful and industrious completion of the Defender Europe Phase 2 operations, all equipment assets were required to complete a methodical process as they were returned to the respective Army prepositioned stock facilities. Preceding the actual turnover of this equipment, maintenance crew members carried out extensive and thorough decontamination procedures on all military vehicles. This was accomplished so that all vehicles would comply fully with the stipulated storage procedures. This rigorous and diligent maintenance program serves to assist not only in increased equipment viability longevity, but also in maximum operational readiness for any future mission requirements that may be necessary. Once the successful turnover operations of the equipment were completed, military personnel proceeded to complete their redeployment order back to territory within the continental United States. The Defender Europe exercises provide compelling proof of the strategic utility of pre-positioning military vehicles and equipment, achieving quicker deployment timelines, and maintaining the highest operational readiness level. All in all, the incorporation of efficient logistical systems and inventory management processes at APS sites significantly enhances coalition defensive capabilities, facilitating seamless multinational operations while maintaining a collective security posture in an evolving global context. We have now come to the end of this in-depth video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in our next video.